welcome everybody to another batch of World of Tanks subscriber replays. My name as always is Maxwell, and today's first video is from the user Ice Tanking. That's Ice Tanking, and he is deriving the Object 140 on a standard battle on Severogorsk, yep, we'll go with that. Now, I know I haven't brought any subscriber replays for a week or so, and that's just because I had a lot of live stream footage that I wanted to put out there, and then there was the YouTube Dream Team for the end of the week, but we're going to be getting right back into doing subscriber replays and doing a lot more of them. Quick announcement before we get into this video. Not quite able to get through some piles of sticks there. Quick announcement before we get too far into this video. I just want to say that unfortunately the live stream with Circumflexes that happens every Wednesday has been cancelled for tomorrow. Circumflexes isn't feeling very well at all. Had to cut his stream short yesterday, and unfortunately we've put it on hold for this week. We'll be continuing from next week as normal. Like I said, he's just feeling under the weather and unable to stream at the moment, so we're just going to give it a miss this week. So apologies to everybody who was looking forward to that. It does mean that that should give us a good amount of time to bring some more subscriber replays with not having that live stream footage to bring you highlights from. So back to this battle. The enemy team has taken up a good position on top of the hill, and the allies are trying to rout them from that. It's a good idea to hold this hill because then you can cover your forces on the opposite hill as they make their push. And if you manage to overrun people well enough here, then you can obviously just push straight down for the base. Unfortunately, if you were a little bit eagle-eyed, you would have noticed that this Object 140 has been caught napping out in the open. Probably not going to get a second shot on him. Still got a decent amount of damage there. If you were eagle-eyed, you will have noticed that there we go. There was only a 40% chance of victory. He's going to be dueling with this Object 140. He thinks he's going to reload quicker, even though he's fired second. Second, so not too sure what he was doing there. Got his track taken off as he tried to retreat there, and unfortunately was taken out. But that is Ice Tanking's first kill. So just going to be doing what a good medium does, which is try and keep the guys on the hill spotted and lay down some damage on anybody who puts themselves into a bad position. Unfortunately for the allied team, the enemy is not really making too many mistakes, and with a 60% chance to win, you can guess that their team members are pretty experienced. They've got some good players on their side. Spots out that M60 there, the thing with the massive turret. Should be able to get some good damage on him. Unfortunately, he's able to get some good damage back again. So just going to sit here and duel it out. Unfortunately, he doesn't have the gun depression here. And that M60, luckily, obviously didn't have a good enough shot himself. Or else he almost certainly would have taken that. So just going to sit here on the hill. Try and keep them all at least pinned on top of the hill. And that way the artillery can at least rain down death on top of them. As you see, that M60 is remaining pretty stationary here, leaving himself as a bit of a sitting duck. If the artillery just wants to have a shot, that could be a free kill. Anybody? No? Okay, so it looks like the artillery is probably focusing on a different flank here. A little bit unfortunate, so if that M60 gets taken out, then Ice Tanking can just move up on this flank and really make something happen. As it is, he's telling them in chat to bloody hit this guy, because he's right there in the open. Should be a nice free shot. So a little bit slow on the old action here. Looks like finally the T-54 takes out the M60. And Ice is going to charge forward. Gets set on fire, but luckily he's got himself an automatic fire extinguisher. But just as they made their charge, it looks like the enemy has also made their push down the right-hand side of this hill here, and they've just completely overwhelmed them. So really, they're going to have to abandon this position. As you can see, taking shots from the hill on the opposite flank there. Going to see if we can try and get a position around behind someone, but that is sorry, that is an IS-7. You don't really want to tangle with an IS-7 when he's got backup. Not quite able to get any damage on that T-30, as you can see, taking hits from the front. He's going to try and face tank that. Nope, gets taken down to 70 hit points, so left himself in the open a little bit too long there. Taking big hits from the enemy team. Still trying to cover his rear on this hill. But it looks like the enemy, yeah, the enemy's totally overrun this hill. Started to push down now, so he's going to see if he can get around behind them. But no, an E75 appears. Luckily, he managed to take his track out, which was a very good shot. He's just going to keep trying to back off. This E75 is going way too fast here. Not able to keep his gun on target. Just well overshoots there and gets all the way around. He should be able to get one more shot before the E75. Looks like he fired that shot way too early here, so Ice Tanking should just be able to finish him off. Nope, somebody else managed to get the kill, but then a IS-7 appears from nowhere, tries to get the ram kill, just about misses there, so a little bit unfortunate for that IS-7. And then there's a 121 comes around the corner, but he bounces. One shot through his side armor, just one more. Going to try and see if he can take his track off so he can't go anywhere. And there we go, one more shot finishes him off. The IS-7 whiffs his shot straight past him, and that is kill number 3 for Ice Tanking. Taking on E75 and IS-7 and that 121 by himself there in a duel, and coming out on top without losing. Well, he lost 19 hit points in that little exchange, and that was probably just from ramming the side of the 121 there. So, excellent piece of dueling there, keeping a cool head under a pressurized situation. And that is absolutely how you should play those situations when you get overrun by an enemy like that. Unfortunately, a wild T5 for E1 appears and puts him out of his misery. Takes off his last 51 hit points, and that is him done for. It's not very often that we get a subscriber replay where the subject of focus dies in the end, but this one was definitely worth showing, I thought, with the taking on that E75, IS-7 and 121 then coming out on top. But as you can see, they've only got this bat chap remaining, and they've got pretty much almost all of their team. They've got 11 people left, so in this instance the XVM chance to win of 40% was absolutely dead wrong here. The enemy team making some big mistakes there and just not playing it cool and slow enough, basically just trying to rush that victory. So this one's just going to wind down as they look for the Batchat 155-58. I guess you can imagine which way this one is going to go. There's no way that one artillery can come back from all of this. So absolutely awesome replay there from Ice Tanking. Thank you very much for sending that one in. That was a great replay. Don't forget, if you've got yourself a good replay, then please send that to replay@screenreality.com, and we'll do our best to turn as many of those into awesome videos like this as we can. So thank you very much for sending that replay, and stick around because, as always, these score screens are coming right up. And our second replay of the day is from the user JW Rockets. That's JW Rockets, and he's driving the Panzer S35 on a standard battle on the mines, and the Panzer S35 being the Tier 3 premium medium tank for the Germans. This thing is tons of fun to drive. It's pretty difficult to damage, especially when you're top tier. So the guns that the other Tier 3s and Tier 2s bring to the battle generally going to have a hard time penetrating this thing, especially from the front there. As you can see, the sloping on that armor is pretty damn nice, but to be honest, sloping doesn't really matter as much at this level of play than it does at later tiers. But this one, just a little bit of light relief. It's a good game, it's good fun to watch, and the carnage is pretty excellent. So just sit back, relax, and enjoy this. For it only being tier 3, it's pretty fast-paced and pretty action-packed here. So straight away finds this M2 medium here. I'm just going to pin this guy down against the wall there. There's nowhere he can go to get out of there. He's just caught between a rock and a hard place. There's nowhere for him to go. So he's just going to get himself eliminated and become JW Rocket's first kill of the match. As you can see, there's an M3 Stuart attacking the flanks there. Obviously with these guys only being tier 3, not being in the game very long, apart from that guy Mage Damage, who is clearly just seal clubbing at the moment with his 64% win rate in his little T18 with its derp cannon. But anyway, back to the match and not complaining about people seal clubbing. Takes out the tracks of this M3 Stuart here, so there's going to be nowhere for him to go. And that is kill number 2. Finishes him off. As you can see, this thing getting shot from behind and still not really taking either too much damage or getting penetrated too severely. Finds that M2 medium that was shooting at him. Thing you do find... Oh, very lucky to manage to set him on fire there. The thing you do tend to find at these lower tiers is when you pick somebody out and you land a shot on them, they don't tend to run away nearly quick enough than they should. They'll generally take 2 or 3 extra hits compared to what they should take, because they're just not used to knowing the limits of their tank and when they need to run. As you can see, this Panzer 1C's got absolutely no chance whatsoever of penetrating this thing from the front or the sides, with the side being angled just like that. So he's going to be taking on this Panzer 1C and the T26 from the front here. See, just placing his tank in between the two of them, not showing his front armour to either one, but showing angled front armour to both, and neither of them really able to get through this armour whatsoever. Decides he's going to go and take out the T46, so he does have to reveal his sidearm on this Panzer 1C, but again, that Panzer 1C's already decided to make a run for it, so he's not going to be focusing too much on getting damage. Does manage to get in on this Panzer 1G, so JW Rocket's going to decide to drop back and just try and defend the base here. See if he can get some damage on this nice moving shot there on this Panzer 1C. In tier 3 battles, these things can be real death machines, so he's really got to get back to the base and the spawn area, or else he's just going to wreck everybody's day there. As you can see, a T18 coming in for the kill in the end there. JW finds the enemy's T18. Got to be careful here, because this T18, if he manages to get a good penetrating hit, that could be curtains. But no, it looks like he's going to shoot the ground twice, and that's going to be the end of his game, and that is kill number 5 for JW Rocket. There's been a little bit of a rampage here when the enemy just decided to try and overrun them on this right-hand flank here. Just tried to push straight through that village. Luckily, JW Rockets was on hand to drop back and do something about it and play clean up. Now they've just got to try and find the remaining enemy. He's going to head back towards the village, because that's probably the most likely place for them to be. They'd already pushed through quite heavily there, so and it does offer a good amount of cover. So going to head around the hill here, just going to hug the hill, and going to head around and try and see if they can catch somebody out. The artillery's probably still camping in the base, so to be honest, if we can just make it to those buildings over there and then try and get in on base, this should be okay. Oh, there he is. There's the M7 Priest. Caught out in the open. Going to see if he can land a hit. Yes, he can. Gets a good hit onto JW Rockets there, but unfortunately it's not quite enough. Armour of that M7 Priest seemed pretty tough there compared to the cannon of... he was firing HE rounds in order to try and do more damage. But unfortunately that M7 Priest pretty well armoured. But luckily the T57 just came in for the suicide ram there. Managed to pick him up. Oh, this SU-8 not facing the right direction, and he becomes kill number 6. And there's another T46 up on the ridge, and that's kill number 7. So absolutely awesome bit of play here. That Panzer 1C's all the way on the left-hand flank there, and I don't think he's going to be able to stand up against that H35 in the Lorraine. So that is pretty much GG now for the team. Absolutely awesome little replay there from JW Rockets, showing that you can still have fun in the lower tiers in tier 3, especially when you've got an awesome little tank like the Panzer S35 there. Nice little machine. So that Panzer 1C survived a hell of a lot longer than I expected them to, but in the end does succumb to the overwhelming pressure. So absolutely awesome replay there from JW Rockets. Thank you very much for sending that one in. Again, don't forget to send your replays in if you've got a good one, and if you've got a question that you'd like answering in our Q&A show that I'm hopefully trying to put together, then please send that to question@screenreality.com. The more the merrier. So thanks very much for watching, everybody. This has been World of Tanks. I've been Maxwell, and I will catch you next time.